Welcome to Tripod Talk,
where we interrogate, interview Co Nielsen, one of our wrestlers who made it to state this year.
In fact, he's the only wrestler who made it to state this year. At least the only one I know the name of. I'm sure probably at least two more people did. But none of them got the skills or the questionable fashion taste of Co Nielsen. Let's see how he's faring up after 2 weeks of torture. How you doing, buddy?
It smells like chlorine.
That's good. I put chlorine in there earlier.
Oh, thank you.
So, how's the season been going for you?
You know, it started off really rough. It was kind of hard in the beginning, but over time I started to get back in shape with wrestling, and then I had COVID, so it wasn't a whole lot of fun. But I definitely have improved over time. So,
What weight class are you wrestling in?
106, the lightest you can go for men in wrestling.
It's kind of light.
106 to what?
Like bench you or something.
You could, yeah.
I could bench you.
You could do more than just bench me. You could
Is
do
it-
across the football field.
So 106 is the lightest for men. Is it like 106 to some other poundage? Or is it just anyone within the 106 pound range?
You have to be at 106. Like if you're over, let's say if you're over when you go to a tournament and it's the beginning of the season, if you're over 106, they'll bump you up to 113. You have to start wrestling at 113 pounds.
What happens if you're under 106?
Well, that's where you're going to start at. That's where you certify it as 106. That's where you stay.
What if you're 99 pounds?
You will still be at 106.
Okay.
You're just most likely
What
gonna
if
have
you're
disadvantage.
1 pound?
What is the most populated?
I don't think that'd be healthy.
What's the most populated weight class?
Yeah.
I have to say 145 to 160.
Are you allergic to peanuts?
No.
Good.
Are you sure?
Sometimes I wish, though.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty positive after being insulated by a tote for almost 2 weeks.
Oh, that wasn't peanuts in there. That was chlorine and bleach, ammonia, and H3,
I think I'm alright then.
propane.
That's why it felt a bit
So
high.
have you always been in the 106 range, or
Yeah, throughout my entire wrestling career, yes, I have.
why did? No. Forgive me for saying, but you look like a grain of rice with ramen noodles for hair. Why did you become a wrestler? You look like you'd be more into male gymnastics.
You know, I've done some gymnastics before. There was one year I didn't do wrestling, and I went and tried to do gymnastics. Didn't work out for me. It wasn't my thing.
That was a good guess on my part then.
Would you be
I'll
able
drink
to
that.
wrestle in the lightest weight for a women's class, or do you even know what that is?
I think the lightest is 104 or 105. Because, you know, women's weight fluctuates differently.
Yeah.
So they have
I'm sure it
105,
does.
109. There's some a lot more weight
So,
classes.
how's the season been looking for you? What's your win-loss rate, I guess?
I have 20 wins right now and 9 losses. There's the kid that's ranked first. His name is Chase Johnson. He wrestles from Minneapolis. I'm his only loss. He's 27-1.
Oh, I know that guy. Chase Johnson from Minneapolis. He's 27-1.
Oh,
What's your KD?
I think I said that. My KD?
Mhm.
I have to say at least probably a 1.0, maybe. I don't know. I'm not
How
sure
would you
this
get a
works.
1.0 KD?
You don't do anything.
One
Anyway.
So, how are you
so
feeling
you have 1
going?
kill and 0 deaths.
Yes.
So, how are you feeling going into state? Did you place it all last year?
No, actually, I did pretty
you
bad.
Did you go to state even last year?
They called sub-state. Technically, it was state is what they were saying. Because of COVID, there was districts, a bunch of regionals part 1, regionals 2, and then sub-state. Oh, it took forever.
Which was your favorite regionals?
Neither of them.
Oh yeah.
Was it fun?
I went to the movie theater and I saw Regionals 2, Die Harder.
In a world where wrestling has broken the chains that have shackled it to one regionals, one man will fight for his life. It's either win or die. It's regionals too, and we're playing dirty. But somebody must fight fair and square.
And that someone is me.
This ain't my first regionals.
Die Harder.
I like
Not as good as the regionals with a Vengeance. Starring Chase Coulson, St. Coulson.
I think that second one's right.
So what are you gonna do after high school? Are you gonna be like going to a career in sports medicine or something? Become like a PE teacher at the age of 27?
You know,
Twice divorced. Horrible addiction to alcohol.
I don't know about that one.
very fast
But-
grandmother.
I might have a little bit of wine in my lifetime. Like some dark, bitter wine. As I grow older, you know, because the older I get, the more bitter I become.
Yeah, so
Switch
it
it
is.
around.
It is a well-known fact. The older people get, the more they like sharp cheddar and strong mustard.
Because they lose taste buds.
Yeah,
The mustard makes it's the only thing they can feel anymore.
I know it's kind of tragic, really. My grandma, before she passed, she drank an entire bottle of mustard. Now that I think about it, that might have been what done her in.
You know, I don't think that's very quite healthy.
Okay, one more question before you go back in the box. Do you see yourself like getting better throughout? Like, do you see yourself maybe getting top 3 at state by your senior year, maybe?
Yes, I do. Depends, but I think next year I'm going to be wrestling at 113 because my weight's been fluctuating pretty badly.
Darn, you're going up in the world.
Oh, I know, right? Improving. Hopefully I don't fall down.
That wasn't your last question. So, how many people are there in your weight class of 106? Like, do you just go against like the same 4 or 5 people every other meet?
Sometimes, yes, I do have to wrestle the same people, but it really depends on where the tournament's at and how many people are going to be there, how many teams show up.
Alright.
Because Republic County, they didn't have any 106ers that would wrestle me. They had, like, they were signed up for that tournament, or duel, I should say, but they didn't show up. They were too scared.
I have one more question. Second or first, which are you gonna get?
Third.
That was.
You're going in the box.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for coming down on the Tripod Talk. We will release you to your parents when they have paid us the $20,000 ransom.
Okay, and we're back. How did state go?
It went pretty well. I won my first match, and then the second match I got injured. I should have had pinned, which I did. Sadly, they didn't call it out for it, but it happens. I always have next year and the year after. But yeah, I got injured. I got some torn cartilage in my left rib. They said that there's a fracture of a bone that moved a little bit, so I have to give myself at least 2 weeks. I can't be physically active. So I have to wear a lidocaine patch and all this fun stuff to numb the pain.
So do you think you would have won your second round?
If I didn't get injured, yes. And if I put more focus into it, I probably could have lasted a little bit longer.
What about your third? Do you know who?
I didn't get to participate because after that match I got injured. I kind of didn't wrestle the rest of the day because I had won one of them. If I were to have won my second one, I would have had one more after that, but I lost the second one, so therefore I had to wait till tomorrow because I got put in the backside of the bracket. But I got taken out of the tournament because I got injured and they didn't think it was a good idea for me to wrestle. So.
Okay, that's all I needed.